up, Dokkaners? So now that we know about the hint, the upcoming Dokkan Festival hint, which is very clearly Daima, all we can do now is speculate on what the leader skill could be, what the character could be. But I actually wanted to talk more about potential EZAs because I've seen some people talk about it, and it's understandable. What the heck are we going to be doing for EZAs? Daima itself is a fresh category. There's not a whole lot in terms of depth here. So in terms of EZAs, we actually don't have any options. The oldest would be these, and they came out a year ago. These guys came out December of 2024, late December, which is basically January of 2025, right before the 10th anniversary. So as far as our traditional Dokkan conventions go, the 3-year gap, we're not even halfway through that. This is a pretty fresh set of characters, meaning no EZAs are basically going to be taking place here. Honestly, while we're on the subject, I'm actually kind of now looking back and realizing this was just too soon. I mean, ultimately the EZAs are good and these characters are much better for it. But like I thought this new direction that they were doing was that free-to-play characters will be able to age better by getting their initial, you know, character drops to be pretty good, and then they kind of last for a while. This one only lasted a year, actually less than that. Because look, this is how it started. October of 2024. Then the Dokkan Awakening for the adult Goku to become a kid is 10 days afterwards. This kind of reminds me of Digimon. You know how sometimes like Digimon will digivolve and like get bigger and bigger, and then like their mega form becomes something super tiny? Isn't that weird? It always kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. All right, and then between October 2024 and February 2025, that was what, a 4-month gap between the base form and the Dokkan Awakening. And then the EZA was 8 months after that. So in its entirety, it was about a year between like the initial character and its eventual EZA. It just seems like it's a little too soon, you know? But whatever. The point is, no Daima character should be getting an EZA. So that means someone else has to get an EZA, considering this celebration is the equivalent of the Roshi one, for which we did a stone count video a couple days ago. Hopefully you guys check that out so you guys can see how much we can expect. Roshi has nothing to do with Videl. They're both Earthlings, sure, that can be some connective tissue. But what really combines the two together is the fact that the new Dokkan Festival release leads the character that's getting the EZA. So as far as my view on this whole thing, if we were to speculate what the potential EZA or EZAs could be, it's got to have something to do with probably the leader skill combination that this new Daima character is going to be presenting. We don't know what the Daima character is going to be yet. A lot of people are thinking maybe Super Saiyan 3 Mini Goku. I mean, a lot of people are thinking any character in Daima. King Kadan, Gendarmerie, the Tamagami trio all in one. I think I didn't mention a few of those in my other video. It's literally any Daima character, or it could be a repeat. What if, dude, I would not put it past Dokkan for us to get yet another Glorio. I would not. But whatever it is, we have to wait and see what the categories are. So until that happens, this is just going to be pure speculation. But we're going to try to do our best to cover potential categories that these characters could be a part of. So that being said, big shout out to Misaka on Twitter. I don't think I do these sorts of videos too often using this, but Misaka was sort of the progenitor behind this whole thing, which has now become a feature on our favorite Dokkan sites. And it's basically our missing EZA tracker. Characters that have been long overdue for EZAs. This is the biggest joke right now. Since 2020, Dokkan Festival TUR Golden Frieza has not received an EZA. All other contemporaries from the year 2020 have received their EZAs. This unit is the only unit that has not. Now, I personally find it funny, and I think it only gets funnier with time. Similar to how, and I know you guys don't like this, but the LR Kid Buu joke, right? They just haven't dropped that unit. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't want them to do it, because the longer they don't do it, the stupider, more absurd and hilarious it gets. And what's funny is that I'm kind of paying the price with this, because this is also suffering the same fate. This is a Universe Survival Saga unit. I want this guy to get his EZA. I don't think it's going to happen for this one. Just because, does he have anything in common? What sort of categories could we maybe see from this guy in Daima? Like, what categories? Let's see. Let me see. What are the categories here? Okay. No. Other World of Warriors. Transformers. There's nothing here. Full power, maybe? Sworn enemies? No. Full power. I don't know, man. There's just nothing. There's nothing here. In terms of Daima, does he even fit any of the Daima leads partially? No, there's nothing. So like, he's not going to work. And so that's essentially what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be using this little trusty tool here. So big shout out to Dokkan Stats. And again, big shout out to Misaka for coming up with the whole concept to begin with. We're just going to scroll through the various years and we're going to see what characters could potentially be a part of this celebration if we were to get one. And mainly I'm looking out for a Dokkan Festival. Actually, I don't even know if it necessarily has to be. It could be one or two. I feel like a Dokkan Festival EZA though has to happen, but maybe it doesn't. Like LR Bulma, I think I've seen some people say LR Bulma getting an EZA would make sense here. It actually would. Bulma's a big part of Daima, and the Bulma in question is the STR Bulma, who is a youth character. The characters get shrunk down to mini form. They're not exactly youth, but it kind of connects, you know? Like there could be some sort of link there, but let's just go ahead and run through it anyway. So we're gonna start from all the way at the beginning. We're using the JP version. We're using Dokkan Festival. Oh, Dokkan Festival only. I'd like it to be everything. Does it matter? Let me remove this. Okay. So now 2015, nothing. All right. 2016, nothing.
What?
That. Okay, so it's a little outdated. That's okay. Turles. Turles would not be. Yeah, so you know what? We should keep it Dokkan Festival because Turles would not qualify here. Arale's Dokkan Festival? Excuse me? I wasn't around for this. This is long before my time. Okay. There's nothing here to. Oh. Bardock and Fasha. This is all. Yeah. This is also kind of serving as a history lesson for me. I was not around during this time, so interesting that Fasha and Bardock dropped before the other three. Okay. And then we had Xeno Trunks, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. None of these are like prominent Dokkan festivals. 2018, we've already covered all of these. Okay, so here's our first like actual sort of tangible connection. Namekian, you know, demonic power. But again, not a Dokkan festival. Like not a big time Dokkan festival. So that's not gonna do it. These guys. Okay. Wow. Wait, that's a pretty big gap. 2017 June versus 2018 August. Wow. How are these guys? You know what? Dokkan historians, let me know in the comments down below. How are these 5 grade 8 giant form Saiyans when they released? Were they good? They had to have been, right? Okay, we got Battlefield free-to-play Majin Buu Saga. That's not going to do anything. 2019 free-to-play Goku Arale, nothing. Free-to-play characters, nothing. I like how I clicked Dokkan Fest only, and it still shows free to. Okay. 2020. That's where we get to Bergamo, and we have Frieza. These guys already got theirs. Frieza's just not. It's not going to happen. 2021. Although you know what, they could just randomly give Frieza an EZA because of. You know what? Because of Metal Cooler. Because of physical LR Metal Cooler. He does fit this guy's leader skill. What else? I mean, he would fit. Doesn't he fit Tech Metal Cooler's partial lead? No. Well, he fits this one. I guess they could. And you know, we're all kind of hoping that Namek Saga shows up during GDC, so maybe this could just be another random character that sort of gets shoehorned in as a precursor to GDC, Namek Saga. But I'm still not putting much stock in it. 2021. We have a couple of LRs here. I've been playing through the Ocarina of Time, so this actually kind of hits different right now. And they are time travelers, aren't they? Oh my god. That's 2 for 2 for Ocarina wielders who are time travelers. Oh, wait a minute. He's not a time traveler. The Tech Tapion is a time traveler. Yeah, sadly, Minosha does not make it. Okay. I don't want to make myself cry. This, no, that's not. There's nothing there. Okay, 2022. Man, so far this is pretty depressing. But probably a good thing because there's not that many options to choose from. Not a Dokkan festival. This wouldn't make much sense. Gohan has nothing to do with Daima, so that's definitely out. Bardock. Actually, you know what? This wouldn't be a Dokkan festival, but I'd actually be down for this. I would actually be okay with the heroes characters getting some EZAs. They don't exactly fit in the context of Daima, but they're sort of like extra dimensional characters. Like Daima sort of exists in its own plane, right? And heroes exists in its own plane, figuratively speaking. There are a couple of characters who are demonic in nature, right? So I think that this would actually be a good place to do this. especially since they have been saying, well, not been saying, but they said it once the Hero Celebration came to a close a couple years ago. They said that they were going to continue upgrading Heroes characters, and they have not done it once. Give us some damn Heroes EZAs, you bums. So let's throw some of these in there. Whichever one's like the next class of Heroes EZAs, I'd be okay with that. That would, I don't know if that would necessarily, yeah, you know what, I'd be okay with it. And you know what, I think that that could also probably work with whatever the leader skill is, because these characters are time travelers. They're all time travelers, and Daima is a time traveling sort of scenario, right? They're all like, they're in a different realm. It transcends space and time, whatever. So time travelers actually is a good piece of connective tissue there between heroes. There's a spider. There's a spider. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, heroes would work. Heroes would work. Dude, I had to jump fast. It was moving so fast. Okay. Hachiak. There's nothing, right? Like, we were joking around. Hachiak matches color-wise with the hint, but in terms of leads, he's got nothing. Yeah. Terrifying Conquer? Is that what he's got here? What is he? Artificial life forms? Oh, mission execution. That's what it is. Yeah. No Hachiak stuff. If any, also, Hachiak's EZA wouldn't make sense here. That's going to be happening during GDC. Like, if there's going to be some sort of a battlefield upgrade, that would happen probably during a GDC. Okay. That's it for 2020. That's for 2022. Okay. So moving into 2023, this is probably our best place to get something. I was saying Kale long before we knew it was going to be Daima, because Kale as a Peppy Gals Dokkan Festival kind of fits. But now that we know that it's Daima, Kale is far less of an appealing choice there. I suppose this could work because demonic power, but Bulma definitely makes more sense. Not a Dokkan Festival, so we're gonna kind of put an asterisk on that one. But Bulma works. Bulma does work. Also, Dragon Ball Seekers, right? The Daima characters are Dragon Ball Seekers, so that is very much a good choice. You know what? I'm gonna keep that character around. Okay, that is our first like real good pick. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You know, if we were gonna be getting Super Saiyan 4 mini Daima, then I would have said that maybe this could work. But this is too prominent of an LR to have an EZA during a monthly celebration, I feel like. Since this is Tanabata, that just might be too much. So even if it were Daima Super Saiyan 4 mini, this would still be kind of an if, but no, I'm not considering that. Nothing here. Tanabata Part 2, no. Worldwide 2023, no. These guys, no. This was one of my choices. This, dude, like, I made a troll tweet about this, and people really think, I mean, it's understandable that people think I was actually thinking that this could happen, just because of how on point it is. Like, normally I'll do my joke copium tweets where I'm just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Universal Saga. This one actually fits like really well, right? But anyway, it's not gonna be those. And as far as the ECA, it's not gonna be that, because 1718 doesn't make sense. Ribrian, these guys doesn't make sense. None of these guys make sense. Actually, wait a minute. Is Pilaf not a demonic power? Okay, this might just be a completely separate thing. Is this fool not demonic power? Like, we're not gonna see it here. He's an earthbred fighter, but is Pilaf not a demon? Look at his ears. Have we ever talked about that? Somebody tell me in the comments. I'm a LARPer. I don't know much. Gohan Piccolo, demonic power again. Okay. More heroes. We already talked about that. These two, I think, are my top choices. I actually think these two are my leading choices. We're kind of pushing it in terms of the 3-year thing, but I think I like these the most because this kind of fits everything. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku Mini, both from Daima. Power Beyond Super Saiyan applies to a lot of the characters there. Also, are we not Accelerated Battle? We are Accelerated Battle, so that fits Glorio. Power Beyond Super Saiyan, like I said. Final Trump. Actually, wait a minute. What is Glorio's leader skill? This guy does something. I don't remember all the leader skills. Demonic power. Yeah, Accelerated Battle. Yeah, Battle of Wits, Accelerated Battle with the extra. Oh, Dragon Ball Seekers. He's not a Dragon Ball Seeker, but he is an Accelerated Battle. So I kind of like this one. And then also Hirudegarn, Demonic Power. This guy is a Demonic Power. He's a big bad boss Demonic Power. So this could, and you know what? This will also boost up movie bosses not just in the way of being a movie boss character to throw onto the team, but also he can lead movie bosses. Movie boss 170%, resurrected warriors 170%, extra stats plus 32, legendary existence and transformation boost. So in terms of best leads, oh, he actually fits the full Daima Super Saiyan 4 mini. He fits on Goma. So those are some nice check marks there. What does the Goku lead in terms of, or fit under in terms of leads? Daima. Yeah, I think these are probably my best two. These are the two that I would say I would want, but this does kind of break protocol here in terms of what we've had before. Then again, Dokkan lives to troll. And again, this is not meant to be a confirmed, like, you know, guaranteed video. It's going to be this. This is just my speculation. And if anything, if you want to just consider the Toon Curse, anytime I put my money on something, it's wrong. So if anything, I just deconfirmed these two. So if you hate Hirudegarn and if you hate Super Saiyan 3, well, good news. I have just cursed them and they will never actually get their EZAs. Let's move on further past this. I feel like at this point, it's just way too soon. 2024, is there anything in here? I mean, these guys are going to get their EZAs in about 6 months. No, Topo should be demonic power. Nope. Ooh. Oh, this would be really good. It's not going to happen. But what if? Demonic power lead, probably your number one demonic power rep in Lord Slug. Lord Slug not only leads demonic power, but also has a domain that boosts up demonic power characters. If I'm not mistaken, that's the only domain effect in the game that boosts specifically demonic power. Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm usually wrong. I don't remember. But still, Lord Slug, I still find him somewhat viable. And I say somewhat very, very loosely because he can get you killed in a lot of spots. But because he does fit some nice set of leads to bring in other characters for no new unit runs, I just like him more. I would like this guy to get an upgrade just because he can be like at the front of the line in terms of relevancy again. He's definitely fallen off in the last 2 years. So maybe we can, you know, throw him a little bone. I was kind of hoping that they would do that with like STR Cell Max during this last celebration since he dropped before. So, you know, the odds of this guy getting the treatment over this guy, probably pretty slim. Oh yeah, you know what? UI Goku is owed an EZA over this guy. So it's probably not going to happen. At this point, we're just reaching. And yeah, dude, here we are. So we got to stop at this point. There's no way anybody beyond this gets an EZA. That would just be stupid. So yeah, again, I think the only real like good options would be Bulma, Goku, and Hirudegarn. Bulma's not a Dokkan festival. Bulma is a Pappy Gal, but I'm going to go with these two. Those are my picks. And again, all speculation. So don't hate me if I'm wrong. If and when I'm wrong. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts, your theories, your ideas for which characters do you think should be getting an EZA during this first part of the upcoming pre-GDC celebration. Do you guys buy into my theory about it being Super Saiyan 3 Hirudegarn, or is there something else that I'm completely missing? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let each of them know you want to see more of myself doing. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.